CY Western Company is located in Bushnell, Florida. It's a great place for boots, clothing, gifts, and accessories for the whole family. They are a family-owned and operated business that opened in 2008. They offer free gift bagging and layaway services, and also a 10% discount for 4-H and FFA members with proof of membership. Be sure to like them on Facebook, where customers can stay updated on sales and giveaways. You can find them next to Lowry's True Value Hardware in Bushnell, open Monday through Friday, 10 to 6, and Saturdays, 9 to 5. Be sure to check out CY Western Company. All right, welcome back to another edition of the Goblay Show. I'm your host, Billy Goble, and today we have two special guests, former Raider football players from South Center High, and we're going to get into a little bit of what they're doing now and what they did after high school. So without further ado, let me welcome you, Mr. Devyn Jessmer and Mr. Kenneth Maxwell. Fellas, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us.
How y'all doing? I was going to say, going back to high school, when you had, you stepped on the field, I'm going to tell you all a story, and this is probably, I think it was your senior year. Mm-hmm. This is one of my favorite stories to tell. Well, I think we're playing Citrus in the spring.
I already know what you're talking about.
It's either spring or fall. I can't remember it because it's a big blur now.
It was spring, I think.
It was spring, and we always, yes, it was spring because we don't let them the starters play the first quarter.
The whole first quarter.
Yeah. The whole first quarter. Guys,
I remember that moment.
You guys were on the sideline. It looked like what do they say? Like when you've got a dog on a chain.
You got a dog on a leash.
It looked like somebody walking the dog. Oh my gosh, come back. You guys were ready, and then when that freaking horn sounded for the end of the first quarter, you guys hit the field like we were going to war. And I will never forget that. That was one of the coolest things I've ever seen. And I know Citrus was over there like, what just happened? Like, what is going on? And they're like, well, we're done. But that was the one of the coolest things you guys played. I mean, like, we named all these guys, and they get out there, and that was, there was only 11 of them out there, but it felt like the whole team was out there, man.
That's for sure.
Y'all remember that?
I do. I remember that.
Yeah, you remember that?
At the back of, I remember like yesterday.
That one I remember for sure.
Yeah. So going back to high school, do you guys have a favorite game that stands out?
Ooh, Lord.
What was your best game, I would say? And then I've got a story to add, and I want y'all to. I know Ken's gonna probably. He already knows what I'm gonna say, but
I think my favorite game was
Yeah.
Was it Jacksonville Reigns?
Yes, I was going to say that.
That was the most, it was like playing ourselves almost because they were
very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Reigns was.
That was a fun game.
Really fun.
Was that when Coach Ellis did the cutthroat sign?
Yes.
I don't remember it.
Yes. Yeah.
Shout out to Coach Matt Ellis.
Yeah, shout out to Coach Ellis, man.
Former guest star of the Goblay Show.
Big dog.
Yeah.
That was so funny.
And then I went on a visit with Yogi, and their wide receiver was there. I was like, what's up, man? We beat you.
That was a good game.
That was a start.
That was a very
really
good game. And it was, what was it, 1 point?
Honestly, I don't know.
Yeah, they went for 2.
That's right.
To win the game, and they didn't get it. They did a reverse pass, which was crazy.
God, my memory is bad.
They did a reverse pass.
Devyn, you need those DVDs, man.
I need it bad.
And I was cramping right. That same play, I was cramping. I was like, God, don't let them run the ball this way. Please.
I'm seizing up.
I'm seizing up as we speak. So
yeah, you're over there like.
I'm like, please. No.
They're like, we got a weak one over here. He needs some milk.
The Nellen game, was that the one when you seized up?
No, that was Bradford.
It was Bradford.
Yeah,
Bradford.
That was the rain game, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was very humid. We went to
Golden Corral before.
That's right, and
we came out sluggish the first drive.
Why do we go to Golden Corral every time?
Oh my gosh.
I know
you send high school kids.
80 kids. I know.
We're gonna eat.
And, I had never
reckless.
I had never seen that film. Like, I thought I didn't play the entire game. So, like, I went to the hospital and everything because I ended up getting rhabdo. Mm-hmm. I lost too much fluid, right? So years went by and I never watched the game. So one day, this was like, I think maybe 2 years ago, I'm sitting on my computer and I'm doing some recruiting, right? So I'm recruiting these kids and I'm like, let me see if my huddle's still like active. I was, in a little down period. I go look at my huddle and I look at the Bradford game. The entire game, I watch it. I played it all 4 quarters and I had like a heck of a game. Like I had like 13 tackles, 14 tackles, like a PBU, and I'm like, it felt like I only played like one drive and I just seized up or something. But yeah, that was a good game.
It was. Bradford was good too. They were tough.
They were tough.
Bradford was they. I mean, they always gave us a good game. Obviously bowls. Any Jacksonville team, they're going to be pretty good. They they have a large population up there. They can get some good kids up there.
Yeah.
Who was a local team that you guys played? And there was a team that when you saw it on the schedule, you go, man, I cannot wait for this game.
I mean, Wildwood
always.
Pretty much it, though.
But that we were
scared of them, just like we want to play them and we want to beat them.
Right, but was that like a classic or was it an actual game?
Always, we didn't play them in the regular.
Yeah.
Right. Classic. I think we started playing them later on when, let's see, who was that a couple of years ago? That was like Ian Finkley's year. Like that. I think like just like a couple, like 5-6 years ago, something like that. Yeah. I was gonna say, and Ken, I hope I ain't gonna make you mad when I say this. It's my favorite story, Ken. And I think he knows what I'm gonna say. But one time I always did the filming. I'm up there, and Coach Lawrence was the DC. And I don't know what Ken was doing, but he was not get. I don't know. I don't want to say this and it be completely wrong, but something happened. He wasn't getting the calls. Something wasn't going on. There was a miscommunication, and Coach Lawrence started. Remember the chain link fence on top of the top of the press box.
Yep.
He starts banging on it, and he goes, Maxwell.
Yeah.
Guys, I'll never forget. During the game, Maxwell looks up, like, because you're 50 feet above everybody. He goes, flip your freaking switch.
Yeah.
I remember. And you looked at it and you go, okay.
Yeah.
I said, I would have said the same thing, bro.
Yeah.
I know, again, years go by and you kind of. So I was a very emotional player.
Same.
So based on my emotions is how good I played.
Right.
And a lot of people don't have that. Some people don't even have switches.
True.
A lot of kids, guys we play with, a lot of them have switches, right?
Oh, most of them. Coach Lawrence used to say one word. I don't know if you know what word I'm talking about.
But okay.
No, he would call if he called you a coward.
Oh, coward.
Oh boy, that one hit you right in the heart.
Yeah.
So
get you fired up.
Those emotions, if a coach knows how to get you to emotionally get you to play at a high level, that's a sign of a really good coach.
Oh yeah.
And I was playing down. It happened actually when I played arena ball. So halfway through the season, we're playing this team, and it was a team we should beat by high scoring arena games are 60, 70 points.
Yeah.
And we were supposed to beat them by 50 points. And our quarterback Dylan Turner, it was maybe the third quarter. He's like, bro, what are you doing? You could have killed this dude and you just tackled him. He's like, you're playing soft right now. I don't know why. And I was like, all right. And then it just, then it was too aggressive.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was that switch that I played with that it was when I got it turned on. And Reigns was like that.
Right.
The Jacksonville Reigns, I was lit up out there because it was just
yeah, you was chirping.
Yeah, I was
chirping that game.
And that was an anticipation that whole week because they were, back then the Twitter, it was going crazy back then. But, yeah, man, emotions. And Coach Lawrence knew how to press those buttons to get the best out of you.
Well, I'm glad and that's the thing is you could have, a situation like that, you could have, a lot of people today would take that as a negative thing.
Mm-hmm.
They go, yeah, coach yelled at me. That's not even yelling at you, bro.
No.
You don't even understand. He's trying to get the very best out of you.
Yeah.
I just remember your look, and that was the thing that stuck with me was you could have easily just said, "Man, forget you. I don't need to. I'm not listening to you."
Yeah.
But you also know he yanked your butt out too.
Yeah.
So if you didn't perform, you were going to sit on the bench. I know you better than that. You weren't going to do that.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. You cared. That's the point. You cared.
Yeah.
There's a lot of players now. They're like, man, I don't care.
Yeah.
Don't want to coach hard.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is, going back to what I said, a while back. How are you going to move on in your life if you can't even?
Yeah.
You can't take my worst thing ever. It's like when people say constructive criticism, I'm like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Like, what do you? I mean, I always had this lady at Disney when I worked there. They would evaluate you, and they would watch you work, and they go, and then when you got done and you went backstage, she'd sit you down and, all right, look, this is what you did wrong, and this is what you got to work on. And I'm just like, I never got. I guess I was looking for that approval. Like, it's the same way with your parents. You're always seeking approval by your parents. You're like, I want to know that I'm doing a good job, or your boss, or whoever you're with. And you go, and when nobody tells you do a good job, I'm not saying I have to hear that all the time, but it feels good, and it also makes you want to do better.
Yeah.
Like, you want to continue to do that.
Mm-hmm.
This lady, we're friends. We're good friends. And we always got along. But she never told me, hey, that was great. That was perfect. Mm-hmm. And then I got to thinking, I took a step back and I go, I can't take this personally because I feel like I'm never going to get it right. Mm-hmm. And then I go, but also if she told everybody you're doing a perfect job, they wouldn't need her for her job.
True.
So you know what I'm saying? So you have to look at it both ways.
doubt.
From that perspective, her perspective, and what I'm going through, and going, man, if I was seeking approval so badly, where she was like, that everybody did perfect, you're good, I don't have to come back. Mm-hmm. Then they look at her and they go, well, we don't need you. You can either go home or you're going to go to another.
Right.
Right. You don't even have a job.
Or what are you going to improve on from then?
Yeah,
you're going to. I'm done. I mean,
exactly.
I'm doing good right now. I don't need to do anything better.
Yep.
Well, either you accept it, or you go, I guess I'm never going to be as good as they want me to be. Yep. Or you can go, I got to do better for myself. Mm-hmm. And it's all how you react. Just like what I want to ask you. Hold on, I'm gonna put the camera on you. What is the number one rule at South Central High football? What's the number one rule, Ken?
What is the rule?
Oh, no, you forgot.
What's the rule?
Hold on.
You put me on the spot,
Let's
dog.
focus on the next play.
I did. What is it?
Focus on the next play.
Focus on the next play.
Well, I had to come deep with that one.
You bail Ken out with that.
I was about to say flip your switch. Okay, I was about to say.
Okay.
You got so many sayings.
Okay, baby. No, but when you learn the idea of that, people say, well, that's just football. Focus on the next play. No. It applies
life.
to your life.
Yes.
Because, good or bad, hey, I had a great day. Go back the next day. My morning starts off not so good. Mm-hmm. Do I continue to let it be a bad day or do I fix it?
Yeah.
Let that be the lowest part of your day.
Right.
If it's bad, let that be the lowest part and it's up from there.
Yep.
Well, think about this. When you're in a football game, how many times have you been down at halftime? And if you quit at halftime, how many games would you win? Not many.
Not many.
Because, sometimes you would be up, but there'd be times where you're down. Some of the greatest comebacks, if they just quit at halftime.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So either you can just give up, or you can make adjustments.
Focus on the next play.
Yeah, and focus on the next play. When I was a kid, I didn't realize. And I'm sure there's people out there that don't realize that they don't know sports very well. At all levels, at halftime they go, well, they're in there just drinking Gatorade, going to the bathroom. Coach is probably yelling at them right now. They're getting ripped a new one. No. What happens at halftime, guys?
And so we're making adjustments. Yeah.
And what do you mean by adjustments? What do you mean by that?
It all depends. So, like, offensively, like, if you're going in there, you're trying to see, if they're a 3-man, 4-man front, whatever it is, we got to figure out some way, whether it's we run a tight zone, duo, some type of gap scheme, like,
right.
And they're making some type of adjustments on their end. We have to kind of have some type of, reverse Uno for them. So we're doing that all game. It's a chess match all game. So when we go in, like, the guys are relaxing. They're just chilling, man, the whole time. And we're just trying to relay the information because we all got to be in unison, whether it's coaching, whether it's players, whether it's everybody. So we just make sure everybody's on the same page and that we understand what they're trying to do to stop us. But there's not much yelling going on. If there's yelling going on, then it's some deeper issues.
Yeah, way deeper.
Yeah.
Way deeper than adjustments.
That's a great, what you just said a minute ago. I'm going to use that, a reverse Uno.
Yeah.
Because you need to counter what we're doing. And that's a great way to put it. Because what you're doing right now is not working.
Yeah.
And you've got to find a solution.
Always.
And that's it. It's just like all it is a math problem. You got to figure out, what are we doing wrong? Here's X. Oh, man, I guess Kelly Lawrence was right. We are using math every day. I will never say that. Yeah. I'm just kidding. But you know what I'm saying? Like, if you can figure this out and you make adjustments and you have a chance to do something about it, it's just like if you take a step back from a problem in your life and you go, okay, this has happened, X happened, this happened, this happened. How do we fix this?
Yeah.
How do we make this better? So, again, coinciding with sports and life, that's a great feeling when you can, and it's even awesome when, see guys, you learn something every day because I love that. That's reverse Uno. I like that. I'm gonna remember. I hope I don't not forget over here. Devyn's gonna give me some memory here. But you know what I'm saying, like if you apply the little things, it's about the little things. It's always about the little things. Yeah. If you can tell someone, and one of my favorite things is when you're growing up and there are things that teachers told me 25, 30 years ago, and I still remember them. And I don't know why. Maybe I was meant to hear that. Maybe they just said it at the right moment. But it's something that I won't forget. And it could be something beneficial to you. It could be something that could potentially save your life one day.
100%.
You never know. So high school, you guys had a really good class your senior year. We did come short. Was it Lakewood?
No.
Jacksonville Bowls.
Well, the Buzzsaw Bowls. Lakewood was your junior year, correct?
No, we never played them.
Lakewood I thought they came to us one time.
That was after us.
Yeah,
that was after. Okay, yeah. I know they came.
Yeah.
So Bowls.
Yes. In the last few seconds.
Last like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
See what you're doing to me?
It's rubbing off.
Who was the quarterback then? Do you remember?
I don't
At
remember.
Bowls?
For them?
I know John Theus
was.
Yeah, he was.
John Theus was on the line. That's what I do remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember the quarterback though. They had a good running back. But he played baseball at FSU.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Fullback.
Yeah.
Yeah, the tailback ended up going to FIU. Because my recruiter at FIU, he called me after the he called me like 2 days later because he watched the game. The last tackle. Yeah, so he talked to me about all that, but he asked about him too. He was like, how good was he? I was like, he's pretty good. But yeah, that was a devastating loss. But again, man, it like we just talked about, like it's a learning experience. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely
learn from failure.
I'm glad it happened.
No doubt.
Truth be told, man,
No doubt.
it kind of helped me through life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You can look at those situations in your life and go, hey, this is, like again, we've been there.
Yeah.
Been there before. And it helps kind of cushion that a little bit when you have to, move on or whatever, try to figure it out. Going back to like recruitment, like you just talking about recruiters and stuff. Tell me the recruiting process for both of you. I know you guys went to college.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that. Whoever wants to start
Go first.
Mine's gonna be a lot shorter than his.
100%.
There were some schools up north, but I never went and visited them. But one school I did visit was Catawba.
Okay.
So I went with Yogi, did a visit there. So I was in between Catawba and Stetson, and then I chose Stetson because they were in Florida.
It was closer, yeah.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
for sure. But it was a great visit. Yogi was a great host.
Yeah. Oh, he got to take you around and everything?
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, yeah. It was a great time.
Yeah, I heard some stories about college with Yogi.
Shout out to you, Yogi. I appreciate you.
Wasn't that Reigns receiver on the?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was there.
I don't know how I remember that stuff.
I don't know how. I barely remember anything. I'm telling you. Y'all are bringing it back for me right now, though.
Yeah.
That's all it comes
It's
with.
rubbing off.
You have to watch this again and be like, oh, yeah, I forgot.
Did I say that on the show?
No, I mean, a lot of people make their decisions with, like, college and stuff based on where they're going to, you know, because a lot of people, you know, speaking of Yogi, you know, when he left, and I got to catch up with him, I think it was after his first year in college. He came back and he was working in Bushnell, and I saw him and I said, hey, man, how's it going? He goes, man, I'm so glad I left. And I was like, is it that bad here? And he goes, no. I'm glad I took that step forward, that leap.
Growth.
Because there's a lot of people, they have all these opportunities and they're scared to death of not, you know what I mean, of failing, for one thing.
Yeah.
They're scared to fail, and then they got to come back home, and everybody's like, well, what happened?
Right.
Yeah.
You know, but hey, look, people have things happen for a reason or whatever. Things don't work out. But Yogi was so glad that he went because he says, man, it's the best thing I ever decided to do.
Yeah.
And that set him up. If you were to ask him right now, he'd tell you the same thing again and be like, man, I'm so glad I went. And, you know, you don't want to miss out on stuff like that. There's opportunities and things that life-changing events. That
Without a
I mean, he's
doubt.
married, got kids now. I mean, who's to say if he would have said, nah, I don't want to go. And what are the, you know what I mean? The alternate universe or whatever, you know, want to say, you know, what would his life be like now? You know, it's all like I always say, if I didn't go to Disney and I went to a regular, just some job around here, when I would not have met the same people. I know that for a fact. But, you know, how different would your life be?
Completely.
You know, Ken, yours.
Yeah, so recruiting for me started out like really slow. I wasn't really getting a lot of interest at all, to be honest, until around like my junior year. I think my junior year, my mom made like 20 to 25 CDs, and we sent it to Southern Miss, and the Southern Miss DB coach reached out to me, and I was like, oh, okay. So we had been communicating just a little bit. He wanted me to come up and things like that, but I never, took that chance.
Yeah.
So as time kind of kept going on, it was like kind of nothing. I talked to like Weber and Warner, a couple of D2s, but they weren't really hiring me at all. So I was kind of in a confused state during that time. And then it took Darian definitely put me on. So Darian, he had about 30 or 40 offers during that time. And one was FIU. I remember I asked him, like, hey, can you show my film to your recruiter? Like, he said, yeah, of course, I got you. He showed the film to his recruiter. The recruiter texted me that same night and was like, you a dog. Like, what? Like, yeah, we got to get you up here. Like, we got to. And that's where it kind of started from there. And those relationships that I started from FIU kind of stuck with me all the way to New Mexico. Right. Even after, Cristobal was let go and things like that, like I kept in contact with, Apollo Wright and Phil Okinga. And they, and Apollo Wright ended up at New Mexico, which, down the line, that's as we keep progressing through, the show, we'll get to that point. But, yeah, it started out slow. I got connected with FIU. Then, Marshall came and Middle Tennessee kind of came, and they were all talking to me. But, again, no one kind of really pulled the trigger. And I think, getting into college coaching, you kind of get to realize, like, a lot of coaches don't trust their gut, right? A lot of them, like, even when I go to clinics and we're talking ball, like, they're like, what do you think of this kid? Or what do you think? Because they don't really trust it. They want to see, your opinion before they make their own.
Get some validation.
Yeah, and then a lot of schools don't want to be the first one to offer you either. They're kind of scared of that.
Yeah.
Me, I trust my gut feeling. I can watch film on you for 10 seconds, and I'm like, yeah, he's a guy. But it took a while for it to kind of heat up, and it finally did. And I'm grateful that I made those connections. And even though I didn't go to FIU or anything like that, that kind of led to other things. I think at the very end, like of our senior year, Prairie View came. Prince Pearson, man, rest in peace, man. He's a O-line guy, coached in the league, man. He was like a mentor to me. Passed away last year, but great dude. Kept in contact with me, messaged me on Facebook, and he was like, you got a home yet? Because it was so late in the recruiting process. He was like, you got a home? I'm like, no. He's like, come on a visit to Prairie View and see if you like it. And I flew out, man, and I loved it. Loved it. I committed there. But then Phil Okinga, got let go of FIU. he hit me up and he was like, you know, if you want to go to Hutchinson, Kansas, you can come up here too for a JUCO. You know, I know you wanted to go play Division I ball, like Division 1A ball. Like, we can make that happen. You got good grades. Just come here, get some film, and you can get out. So even though I was committed to Prairie View for the whole month of June, I was in Hutchinson, Kansas, and no one knew. So I was up there for an entire month, and it was like every day was like hell week. It was like rough. Up 4 a.m. in formation, but I was around some really grown men. You know, that JUCO life is different. But that prepared me. Like, I needed that. Like, God knew to he sent me there for a reason.
Right.
And it taught me how to, like, I thought we worked at South Sumter, and we did work, but that was a different type of work. And it taught me accountability. Like, that first day you go off a flight, and you're in a whole different, you know, state, and I've never been to Kansas, and I see Amish people walking around. I'm just, like, in awe of everything. But it's like, no, tomorrow morning, we're getting after it. You know, because at Hutch, the team wasn't there. It was all incoming guys, so the actual team was still on summer break. So we got 85 guys that's there just for summer A, and they weren't even on the team. So the first day is just like we were running for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, to the point where guys are just like, yeah, I'm going home. So guys are just quitting as we're running, like quitting, and that taught me the grit, you know. And then we got into the actual working out part of it, aspect of it. And I remember we finished the workout, and we're doing push-ups. And, you know, it's like, you know, the military, down, up, 1, down, hold it, you know. And we probably got to like 20, and I dropped. 0.
Ooh,
and we started again. 0. We started again. And I remember this dude, big dude, he had to have been like 23 years old. He said, bro, stop getting on the ground. I'm trying to be done. Like, but it taught me to, like, accountability, right? And that's what I needed. And from then on, I was a different type of animal, especially in the game of football. Like, it kind of propelled me in that light. So, anyways, I was there for a month. I was like, yeah, this ain't for me. Like, yeah. I learned a lot. I got stronger, bigger, smarter, all that. I worked my way to, you know, being the starter of that group, of that summer group. You know, again, the team wasn't there, but I decided that I was gonna go to Prairie View after that. So yeah, that was kind of how it started and kind of ended for me, getting to that point.
I was gonna say, with all that running, you might as well just join the military.
Yeah, it was bad.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean, because when my brother enlisted back in 2012, he went to boot camp in San Antonio. He was in the Air Force. And I said, how was boot camp? He goes, football practice is harder than this.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? So all you guys could have been military grade. That's what we're saying.
We were ready for that. Lord have mercy.
Well, I mean, it's just a different thing. I mean, a lot of people aren't used to heat like that. And then you guys,
summer workouts.
Summer workouts in the heat in Florida is a whole lot different from now. San Antonio it's they have a little bit of humidity, but when I went there, it was like picture being in a kitchen, right, surrounded by ovens, and all of them are open. And that's the best way I can picture it, because no matter where you move, there's no breeze.
Ooh, heat.
It's just heat. So it's almost like you feel like you're getting windburned, but there's no wind.
Yep.
And it's the weirdest feeling. I'm like, man, I would rather sweat to death, like drip, than to feel like I can't, like you can't get any kind of breeze or whatever.
Yeah. That's what Albuquerque is. Albuquerque's like that.
Oh yeah. So when you guys realize, okay, this is where I'm gonna, or I think I'm gonna go, because Max,
I figured it out.
Ken's not done yet.
I figured it out.
But you figured it out.
Yeah.
What did the Prairie View? Did they say anything to you, like while you were gone? Did they even ask any questions about that?
No, they told me, you know, my incoming date, it was like August 9th. So they didn't know I was even at Hutch or anything like that. I just showed up August 9th.
Well, I mean, you didn't violate anything. You were there when they asked you to.
They're not NCAA.
True.
So it was a little different back then. But so they didn't, you know, I didn't violate anything. So I showed up August 9th, and I got to work, you know. So they didn't say anything.
Kansas, man, that's a whole nother world, brother. When you just said that, you said I got to get used to. There's nothing in Kansas.
Nothing.
Man, I hated drive. My brother used to live in Colorado because after the Air Force, he moved. He lived in Idaho, moved to Wyoming, then he moved to Colorado. Yeah. And I said, well, he's getting closer to the East Coast. Eventually he's coming down. Yeah. And but at the time, you'd have to drive through Oklahoma and Kansas, and I was like, oh my gosh! Like driving I-70 across Kansas, it was no joke. As soon as we got to Colorado, it wasn't very far from Colorado Springs. Is not too far, probably 2 hours, maybe hours. from the northeast corner on 70 right there, because Denver's kind of in the pocket there, or when he lived in Cheyenne, it was not far from Denver. Cheyenne's not far from Denver. And but it was one of those things where I'm like, man, if I could just get to Colorado. But Kansas it's flat. No disrespect to anybody that lives in Kansas, I just couldn't live out there. Yeah. Just the wind. Not only that, the wind. My God, we drove back home. Colorado and Kansas, they had such bad wind that people were driving, and I would set the cruise control, and it said there's signs on the side of the road. Do not set your cruise control, because at the wind there's black ice. Ooh. And if you're going, you can't, all of a sudden you're not paying attention, or the wind. Yeah. And we'd see cars flipped over on the side. Like you drive by, it's like a junkyard. People would be on the side of the road. You're like, what is like? It's like the what was it called the TV show with The Walking Dead. That's what I want to say. The Grateful Dead. It's not The Grateful Dead was out there. No, the Walking Dead was out there. It's like, are we into like a post-apocalyptic? Like what's going on? And but it was bizarre. One of those things. So Prairie View, you go back to Prairie View, then you go. How did you get to?
So Prairie View, I guess Prince Pearson, invited me in and took me in like I was basically like his son, man. He showed a lot of love to me. My DB coach at the time was Bubba McDowell. So Bubba McDowell played for the U in the 80s. Real old school, real relaxed, real great dude. To this day, great dude. And they told me when I first came in, it was like, well, we got you so late. Like, you're going to be sixth string, So I'm like, okay. All right, but that put a little fire in me. I'm like, all right, yeah, cool. So came in, camp sixth string. First day, it was like 300-yard shuttle test. And I remember like it was yesterday. We had this guy that transferred in from Texas A&M, Dez Gardner, rest in peace, man. Dez, whenever you're a kid from Sumter County, and you kind of been overlooked just a little bit, right? When you see that guy from Texas A&M just transferred in, you're like, let's compete. Let's go. So I seen him, and we started on the shuttles, and I'm first. Second rep, first. And then he looks at me like, all right, now you better pace yourself. Because you got to make 3. Yeah. Right?
I know that feeling.
We run 4 reps, but you got to make 3 timed. Third rep, legs heavy.
Gone.
Legs are gone. Didn't make it. Fourth rep, didn't make it. So I lay down, your legs are done at that point. And Prince Pearson, he had a squeaky voice. He's like, Maxwell, I recruited you for a reason. You was our last take. And this how you gonna do me? You gonna come into camp out of shape? That's how you gonna do me? No. I ain't recruit you for this. Just walks away. Right, walks away. But that was like my welcome to the PV moment, man. And I started sixth string. They had me at strong safety. Wasn't really getting too many reps. So we had this drill. The first thing is like, it's strategy. It's like, okay, I got to get on special teams or something first, right? So
put me on the field.
Special teams drill. Going against a senior. I'm on kickoff. He's on KOR. He drops. I'm running full speed at him. In my head, I'm like, I have to run him over while everybody is watching. Right? I have to have a statement because I'm sixth string, everything's kind of stacked against me. Like I'm trying to play, so let's do it.
Catfish Johnny's Restaurant, served at Lake Panasoffkee and surrounding areas since 1990. For the last 34 years, we have strived to serve great food at good prices and a friendly, casual atmosphere. If seafood isn't your thing, our wings and burgers are the best around. We have our daily specials too. We are open Wednesday through Saturday. Check us out on Facebook or Instagram for more information.
Webster Ace Hardware and Farm Supply are generous sponsors for today's podcast. They have been a family-owned business for 27 years. This helpful hardware store sells items such as archery, Ariat clothing and boots, Wrangler jeans, case knives, Hammond's candies, and live fishing gear. They also have a full selection of hardware, RV supply, propane, Ben Moore, Royal & Clark, and Kenningston paints. You need a barn or fencing job done? Custom barn kits and roofing metal are provided at your local Ace Hardware store. What about a new grill for the yard? Traeger, Big Green Egg, Weber, and Blackstone are found here, along with all the accessories to go with them. Stock up your workshop with DeWalt, Milwaukee, or Craftsman tools. They got you covered. Remember to go to ace.com to shop their entire line to have items shipped directly to the store.
Why make two stops when you could shop at two amazing stores under one roof? Visit Lollipops on Main Boutique and the Stitching Heifers in the heart of downtown Bushnell for all your clothing, accessories, and custom gear. At Lollipops on Main Boutique, you can find stylish women's and men's apparel, novelty items, and the perfect gift ideas.
The Stitching Heifers is your one-stop shop for embroidered and printed hats, custom patch hats, and trending graphic tees that can be fully customized for you, your company, or your next big event. Whether you need a single design or a whole company's worth of branded gear, they've got you covered. Come see us at 110 Bushnell Plaza in Bushnell. Shop in-store or browse online anytime at mponmaine.com and thestitchingheifers.com. Promotional consideration paid for by the following. Travelin' Tom's Coffee Truck, the delicious mobile coffee truck that brings you the caffeination inspiration you need. We deliver signature coffee products like our Nitro Cold Brew and Caramel Frappe to any occasion or festivity. And for those who don't like coffee, we offer a variety of delicious hot chocolates, energy drinks, lemonades, and teas. That's Travelin' Tom's Coffee Truck.
Pat's Taps at Catfish Johnny's. Pat's Taps is Lake Panasoffke's only craft beer tap room, offering 12 rotating craft beers on tap. We also offer bottled domestic beer, seltzers, ciders, and wine, as well as a variety of appetizers and pub food. Our family-friendly tap room is a great place to hang out and enjoy some one-of-a-kind craft beer. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, or the Untapped app.
Whether your water is supplied by a public municipality or a private well, for residential or commercial use, Purified Water Services LLC has the solutions to provide you with simply clean water. We offer a complete line of professional water filtration equipment and accessories. Soft water makes a difference you can see and feel. Water heater and appliances last longer with less maintenance. Iron and H2S filters eliminate iron stains and offensive rotten egg odors and protects your water softener equipment from iron fouling. No matter what your problem is, Purified Water Services LLC has a solution. Contact Kenny Williams at 352-446-2709.
So, we talk about deception. That goes back to, again, being young and watching Emmitt Smith and the little stuff he would do. He would make people miss, not by speed and quickness, but by deception, head movement, eyes, things like that, right? So as I'm running towards this guy, I'm like, if I do anything right or left, his feet are going to stop because he has to adjust and he has to use his hips to get to you. So I'm like, as soon as I make that little adjustment and I make his feet stop, I'm just going to run him over. I run full speed and I make a small little movement, he stops. Run him over. Everybody in the whole practice, ooh, like, and everybody dap you up. And I was like, okay, now I'm on the map. But then it was like, doing scout team, doing things like that. So I wasn't getting many reps. So then one-on-ones came. Like, I get like 2 one-on-one reps a day. And I would just watch all the receivers leverage. So certain receivers were, on the hash or inside the hash, they ran certain routes. So when they were going deep, their stance would change. And I would just watch. So I wouldn't get no reps, but I would watch the entire thing. And I started picking up on it to the point where now it's my turn to get out there, and I know he's running the out route, and I know it's going to be at 10 yards because of this or that, and I would cheat my alignment and pick the ball off and no one knew why, but I watched every receiver, and I know exactly what you're running because you're lining up a certain way every single time. And I would just 2 reps, 2 picks, 2 reps, 2 picks.
Wow.
Right? And then I got to be like 3rd, 4th string. But then I didn't know the plays. Like, it was hard for me to, like, go from sky and learning sky and sync to learning fire zones and learning. And the strong safety is the one I was the one talking out there. So I remember David Metcalf. He was at Georgia. He coached at Georgia for last like 3-4 years. Now he's at Western Kentucky, DB's coach. Man, he poured into me as well. He was an older guy, and Dez. He was like, most guys when they see talent in you, like they kind of shy away. They don't want to give you the secrets, right? Because they don't want you to play over them. But those guys, they poured into me, and they was like, Maxwell, before practice, get taped up. He was like, tape your entire forearm, white tape. And he was like, the stuff you need help on, get a Sharpie, permanent one, and write down the coverage and your responsibility. And then now, whenever the coach makes that call at practice, you could just look and just, you got deep thirds, right? Or you're dropping to a skiff, things like that. So, that's kind of how it started for me.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool, though. I mean, that's a good way. And a lot of people, like you said, that there's a lot of people that aren't going to give you the secret ingredient to what they're doing because they don't want to be outdone.
Yeah.
But to me, if we're on the same team and we make each other better, if somebody asks me a question about whatever, like I have people that ask me questions about doing podcasts and stuff. I don't never deter. I've been to 2 different schools for career day and told them about podcasting. I said, you ain't gonna make any money. not right away.
Yeah.
But that's not why you do it. You do it because you want to do it. I don't set all this stuff up because I feel like I have to. I want to.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like I told the middle school group and I told the elementary school group, I'm like, look, if this is something you want to do, go for it.
Yeah.
But make it your own.
Yeah.
Make sure you are, because again, it's like going to college. You got to do all the work.
Yeah.
I got to find the people. I got to set everything up.
Yeah.
But if they want to do it, I'll help them do it. But they're not going to do what I do. I know it's a little bit different with sports, but what I'm saying is, I feel like my mentality is, if we eat, we all, if I eat, we all eat. You know what I'm saying? Like I want everybody to be on the same page. If we're on the same team, I ain't trying to help the enemy.
Yeah.
Or somebody, the opposing team or whatever. I understand that. But somebody on my own team, I want them to do better. I want them to be. Can you imagine if that was the case at school where, the old saying is the student becomes the teacher. That's how you know you've done your job. So that can't happen if you don't tell them what really goes on. Exactly. So that's another story. But you see what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like, man, you'd want somebody to do better. But I know some of them young cats are like, man, I ain't telling them.
No, you want to hold some information back. A little leverage.
Yeah. No, and again, and I just saw a video about this the other day. There's during the football season, 2 professional players. And I can't tell you who they were, but just say it was an offensive lineman and a defensive lineman. And they went up there and he's like, all right, man. And he's like doing moves. Like he's like, maybe you should try this. Yeah. Like the O-line's giving him the leverage. He's just got to do it.
Yeah.
He's trying to make him better even though he's not on his team. And it was such a cool and refreshing way of looking at it. You're like, man, that is awesome. Because, it's not all about, at the end of the day, it's about we're all humans. We're all playing together in this same game. It's a game. Yeah. That's what people lose track of. It's a game.
It's just a game.
You get paid a lot of money to play a game.
Child's game.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Yeah.
I mean, if anybody can play it, it's a game.
100%.
You know what I mean? So, but anyways, that's interesting how they but
yeah, and that's just human nature. When you see somebody, and the guys who didn't want to pour it to me, they probably, again, we're living life and things are going on, and they have other things, and again, they want to play, they want to start. So if they see you have talent, of course, they probably. And I don't knock those guys, but it's just amazing, because we're here. God put us here to give.
Without a doubt.
Absolutely.
So to have guys around you who can see talent and they're like, oh, I'm going to pour into this kid, man, and they definitely did, and it helped me. It helped me start. I ended up starting, mid-year because of that. So I'm definitely grateful, for sure.
Yeah. Devyn, what about you? Like your journey, going and choosing Stetson. Now, what made you besides the location?
Right.
You said it was close to home, but I've heard very good things about Stetson. So tell me, and for those who don't know a lot about the university, what is something that you fell in love with right away, and you go, you know what? I thought this was going to be harder to choose, but actually, it's not a big. It's not.
I liked how small the school was. You could walk everywhere. I enjoyed that. I loved the recruiter, Coach Bacon. But when we got there, he ended up leaving. But I liked him a lot. I like my linebacker coach, Coach Wright. I think he coaches at Mercer now. Mm-hmm. But he was good people. He was hard on you, but he'd push you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, came in at Stetson, and I did the same thing with the conditioning test.
Yeah.
But ours was like half gassers.
Yeah.
And we got to finish. You got to complete 10 or it was either 10 or 8. And I'm cooking. I'm trying to beat everybody that's been there before me. And I'm cooking. I get to number 6. Legs are gone. I'm barely making the time to get back to rest. Dying. And I mean, that was like, oh, this is college football. This is different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is different. But I was trying to prove something.
Yeah.
Because I was flying off the line. They're like, oh, we got a track star. And I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah. Let me keep going.
And they being funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're setting you up right there. They're like, oh, he'll blow a gasket.
Then that 20-second rest was like 1 second.
Yeah.
I closed my eyes and opened, run again. But yeah, I mean, I started the very first game when I got there. And played there for 2 years, but concussions got me.
Yeah.
Had way too many concussions, and I had to stop playing.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So I stayed at Stetson for 2 years, and then after that I went to do physical therapy school, and that's what I'm doing now.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. Hey, man, that's something that – you're talking about something that everybody can use.
Yeah.
Especially where we live.
That's facts.
With
just give me good business.
Absolutely. like retirement age, they're like, man, I'm telling you what, it's one of those things that somebody said. Now there was a kid in high school who said, yeah, I don't know what I want to do, and I said, have you ever thought about physical therapy? And they're like, not really. And I said, look at the clientele next door.
It'll never go away.
It'll never go away. You'll never
No.
run out of room.
No.
Or work. So, Ken, tell me about going to New Mexico. When did this happen?
So I got a Prairie View. I got to get the Prairie.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to jump.
And then Prairie View. My first start was against Grambling, Cotton Bowl Classic. Loved that. And I had a heck of a freshman year. Like, again, when you know the plays and things start slowing down, and the entire game was just so slow to me. Again, it's way faster than high school, but like mentally, everything just slowed down. And there was games where I had 17, 18 tackles. I was picking the ball. I was just out there just playing out of my mind. And it was like a crazy how fast it happened. It was like going from 6th string to starter to like I'm on the front of the pamphlets for the games, and it just happened so fast again. So got to the end of the season, and I got injured. So Abilene Christian, 3rd and 5, playing a skiff technique on number 2. I rolled down. Eyes were on the quarterback instead of him. He ran like a spot route. He ran at 5 yards. Taylor Gabriel ended up playing for the Falcons. Caught at 5. I just regular routine tackle. Shoulder popped out. Came to the sideline, popped it back in. That kept happening. Popped out like 10 times. My DB coach, Bubba, he was like, you can't go no more. Like, it keeps popping out. So that was the end of my season. I talked to the trainer. It was like, okay, we're going to get you, some surgery, labrum surgery, somewhere in Dallas. So it's supposed to be, a good doctor in Dallas. Went and seen him, got a procedure done. That's about a 6-7 month recovery. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to be ready. I'm going to be ready for the season. Spring went by. Spring left. And then it was like, I kept getting like, those small talks. So I was talking to like my DB coach, Bo McDowell. He's like, you thought about going to New Mexico? And I'm like, why are you bringing up that? He's like, well, the DC that was at Prairie View left Prairie View and went to New Mexico. And then I looked over, and Apollo Wright, who was my recruiter at FIU, was at New Mexico. Mm-hmm. So, you can't, like, I wasn't done at Prairie View, so couldn't communicate with him. But my DB coach was like, might be a good spot for you. So I talked to some people about it, and I talked to Carlos about it too. Like, I didn't know if I wanted to stay or whatever. you know, because I kind of built something there to the point when I got my jersey number. Like I got 22. I was wearing 39. I got that jersey number. Like I'm starting. Like everything is good. But then obviously it was like in the back of my mind, like, oh, I want to play that D1A level. And I talked to some coaches and things that was at Prairie View about it, and they got to the league from HBCUs. And they were like, you could do it from here. But in my mind at that point, I was like, I don't think I can.
Right.
But I could have.
Yeah, for sure.
Most definitely. But the whole experience was amazing. Like, first of all, like that HBCU experience was something that money can't buy. Like, I loved everything about it. I think Prairie View is the greatest school in the world, in my opinion. But I loved it out there. I ended up making that decision. I was like, I'm going to transfer. Got in contact with the coaches. And the only reason I was able to transfer is because we were on academic sanctions. So, therefore, I could move up and transfer right away, and I did. They told me my coming in day, it was like, again, August. And I came in, and that's kind of where it started. So then New Mexico came, and then I was connected with all those coaches, the DC, the DB coach. He was the DC at Prairie View, but he ended up being the DB coach at New Mexico. Coach Charles McMillan, he brought me in with open arms. It was like, it's time to go. But the first 2 weeks, this was my sophomore year, the first 2 weeks I sat because, again, I was still dealing with the shoulder, but I was kind of healed. But it was my heart. So I had to get an EKG on my heart because they was like, something's not right. So I didn't play the first 2 weeks because they were doing all these tests on my heart, and they was like, okay, you got a heart murmur. You're good to go. So I strapped up, and I had to start from zero again. So I started from, again, 5th, 6th string again, but now the perception was different. It was like, we got a kid transferred in from Prairie View instead of coming from Sumter County. So, you already got that stigma of like HBCU and he can't really play. So I remember the first day, it was like the same type of deal. Like I finally got out there, we're 2 weeks in the season. It's like, I got to prove myself. And it was the same exact drill. Kickoff return, everybody watching. I did the same exact thing, run this guy over. And Coach Bob Davey, I was our head coach, he was like, Maxwell, if you do that again, might as well just take your tail back to Florida. I was like, whoa, that's a whole different type of reaction. But it's learning, right? When you get to certain levels, you have to practice like a pro.
For sure,
and,
no doubt.
I didn't develop that yet because I was still like, no, I got to.
I'm trying to grind.
I got to dominate. I got to grind, but you got to practice like a pro. You can't hurt other people. And
Right.
So yeah, that's how that started, and I started on my, my journey there.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where's Prairie View located. Like,
Prairie View, Texas.
I know it's Texas, but that's the actual city?
Yeah. Okay,
I didn't know that. I thought that was just the name of the college.
Yeah.
So where is it located?
So it's about 50 to an hour outside of Houston.
Oh, okay.
It's about 35, 40 minutes from College Station. So it's like it's a college-rich area. So you got
Gotcha.
Right.
College Station, Prairie View, you got Texas Southern, you got University of Houston, you got, Rice, you got Houston Baptist. So it's all those colleges in
Gotcha.
one. So it's a beautiful place, man, and it's a very creative spot too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds cool. Yeah, I just never knew. I mean, obviously I knew where you went, but I didn't know that was like. I feel like I'm like, oh, I should know that, but I had no idea.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I've been to Texas a few times, but never even.
It's a beautiful
never
place.
Never knew that. But no, but now that you say that area, I'm like, yeah, that is a really nice area.
Yeah. Yep.
So that's cool. What did you think of New Mexico when you first got there?
It was a complete. I mean, it was a culture shock, just like how Prairie View was a culture shock too, because again, historically black college, everybody's black. But it was just, again, a bunch of creative people at Prairie View. Like Meg Thee Stallion was in my incoming freshman class.
Okay.
Every day I would see rappers on campus. Kurt Cobain's and Waka Flocka are performing on a Wednesday at 2 in the afternoon.
You would send me like Snapchats.
I'll send you Snapchats. So Waka Flocka's at my school randomly on a Tuesday. Like it's.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. So it was just a lot of just that. It was, and in the moment you don't really realize it, but just like, wow, But going to New Mexico, culture shock. I mean, it's dry. It's hard to breathe. Food is a little different. The food is really great though. But, so it was definitely a culture shock. And then it's the aspect of you got to find your community also.
That's
We don't really talk about that, but community is definitely like super important. And it was tough for me to find that community because again I don't have that freshman class. But, you know, you come in as a freshman, you have that freshman class. You kind of, you know, that becomes your community. But I didn't have that. It was like I'm just coming in from this other school.
Right.
So it was tough for me at first to kind of find that that community. I was kind of on my own, and I was just fighting, dog. I just went to, you know, I got in there and I would go to, you know, one-on-ones and scout team when I first got there, and I just choose the biggest dude.
Yeah.
Like, let's go. You win or lose, like,
Yeah.
let's go. And I just did that for, you know, like 2-3 weeks, and all of a sudden I'm on the field. You know.
Yeah.
Didn't have camp, didn't have fall camp or nothing.
Yeah.
Fresh off of a surgery, I probably could only bench 185 pounds at the time because, you know, there's a period where you got to recover, and then you got to do physical therapy,
right.
then you got to start lifting. At that point, I wasn't even lifting or anything for real. So it was just a blessing that God gave me the ability to be able to kind of push through all that and still get on the field. So yeah, it was dope.
You, I want to talk about colleges real quick because a lot of it's a big topic with the NIL and all that stuff. But I just you know, it's baseball season, and the 2 Cy Young Award winners last year had a combination of 3 different when they only had 3 offers for both of them.
Yeah.
Total.
Yeah.
And Skeens had the military. I think he had the Air Force Academy, and he had Annapolis or whatever. It was either Army or Navy. I can't remember.
Yeah.
And then Scooball, or whatever his last name is, he had an offer. And they were talking about like how they're sitting there like 2 Cy Young awards.
Yeah.
And they're sitting there and they said, "How many offers did you get?" And he goes, "I had 2." And he goes, "I had 1." They're like, "Wow, that's amazing." He goes, and then when Skeens, arguably the best pitcher in baseball, when he went to Air Force, he was a catcher.
Yeah.
What?
Crazy.
He was a catcher. So he's a catcher, gets only 2 offers for college. Schoolball says, he goes, "Man, these kids today think they got to be good at 11." He goes, "I wasn't good till I was 26 years old."
100%.
But I mean, but you know what I'm saying? Like that's the misconception with everything. Like when it doesn't matter where you go, you know, it's about what you do with the
What are you going to do with your 24
with your
hours?
opportunity,
Yeah.
with your opportunity that's presented to you. Are you going to take advantage of that?
Make the best of it.
Make the best of it.
Whatever
That's
it is.
exactly what it comes down to. There's no, you know, like when Dion had his kids, you know, and he was going to take them. You know, Dion's kids. Everybody was like, "Man, I can't." You know, they got offers too. He had to do the whole recruiting process. Yeah. He went to Southern Miss, and of course, when you go to Southern Miss, who you gonna meet up with? Brett Favre. So Brett Favre meets up with him, and I'll never forget Brett Favre. I've said this before, and it's so when he said it, it hit me so hard because it was so true. He's like, "Guys, it don't matter where you go." He goes, "You can go over to Slippery Rock University. If you're good, they're gonna find you."
They'll find you.
Just like you said with that video, like they sent it to you, and they go, "Man, you were a dog,
You a
man."
dog. Yeah.
All that took was a video,
One
video.
They watched 20 seconds of it.
Yeah,
That's all it took. And it was like, man, it's so late though. It was like so late, and it was like we it's like, you know, like we going kind of back, but I asked when I got to Prairie View, I asked my DB coach, like, when you watch my highlight film, what do you think of it? He was like, "It's a great film. We just don't know what you play." It was like, because there's not enough film of you backpedaling. You're not playing any man-to-man.
True. Yeah.
And you're in the box half the time. So are you a backer? But if you're a backer, you're undersized.
Yeah.
But you're not really a safety because all we see you is dropping into a half, and you're going to get the ball, but you're not really stressed ever. You know, we were playing some teams that just throwing that thing up, and I'm just picking it up. You know, so, you know, all that kind of comes into play. But, yeah, all it takes is just that. Like, that 10, 15, 20 seconds of just them running across their screen, and they see that thing, and they're like, "Oh, he could play." Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very disappointed that you didn't blame the camera guy.
of course not.
That's what I would have said.
Of course not.
Freaking camera guy likes to zoom in too much. Oh my gosh. There's a reason why I would do that. I hate seeing film where it's so wide that I understand for position wise, but when you want to see the action, you go, "Oh." You know, you ever see somebody show their highlight? They're like, "Oh, did you see that?" Like, no, because it's so far away.
Yeah.
I went from backer to back. running back.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is my frame.
Yeah.
And so it was so funny because the rest of the coaches that when they had coaches meeting on Sunday, they'd watch film. They go, NF, not on film, or NOF, not on film, and they would just keep writing that. I know AJ would put that all the time, and he'd be like, "Thanks a lot, Billy, appreciate it." But I'm like, guys, this is the way it is, man.
Yeah.
When you watch NFL, they don't show the freaking safety.
Show everybody,
Yeah, that's the way it is.
Yeah.
It's true.
The highlight tapes are like that. But actually, when we watch film, I want to see that whole thing.
Yeah.
I got to see that whole field.
Now, it's a little bit different when you get, like, college or pro when they show the end zone shot and it's up high.
Up high.
Yeah, that's a different angle.
Yeah. It's hard. You can't get that angle.
But
right.
I'm like, I'm in the crow's nest on top of Mount Dora. You got to get what you can.
Yeah, wind's blowing.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Dude, there's some fun times, though, going to all these games and stuff and watching you guys, like, progress from, kids. I can say kids because you were kids.
For sure.
Kids to grown men.
Yeah.
And it's an amazing feeling. I'll always look at you guys and go, oh, man, I still think of you guys as players, and it's funny to see the connection there. But, yeah, I love hearing where people are, how they got there, and you want to kind of, keep that connection alive.
100%.
What is, and I know you guys both play college for a little bit and everything, and then what are you doing now is what I want to know. Because I've seen Devyn, I see Devyn at church all the time, but I don't really get to talk to him because he's normally like, how many two? All right, you going to go down here?
Usher.
The usher. Him and I do the same job.
Yeah, we do.
They don't ever put us together, bro.
Never
We
have.
got to get Tori on
Dream
that.
team, come on.
The dream team. We got to make that happen. But what is something that you're doing now that you want to like tell somebody?
I mean, so, when I was in college, again, another story that could go on forever, but yeah. My junior year, I ended up meeting this couple on a flight. I think my junior year, met a couple on a flight. I was heading home for spring break. Had a great conversation. They asked me what I was doing, right? And I was like, heading home for spring break. I'm play football. Yeah, New Mexico. They're like, we're film directors, right? There's a Netflix studio in Albuquerque. And I was like, that's cool. Like I wasn't really. I was like, all right, cool, whatever. Yeah. They're like, well, how long is your layover? Because there's no direct flights from Albuquerque to Orlando, so layover in Dallas. I was like, hour and a half. They're like, okay, we're gonna, feed you a little bit if that's okay. I'm like, all right, obviously against the rules back then, but it's cool.
No paper trail.
Yeah, it's cool. So they took me there. We had a nice little steak and we talked. Man, we talked for that entire hour and a half just about movies, L.A. They asked me. They told me that I had the look. Have that aura that I could do it, and I was like, yeah, okay. Thank you for the thank you for the steak, whatever. So ended up coming home to Florida. Enjoyed my spring break. Didn't think nothing else of it. Like 2 years later, my agent, I went to Amsterdam, played ball over there, like playoff time. Had a contract for the playoffs. Playoffs in, I come back home, and my agent was like, "You ever thought about doing movies?" And I was like, it's funny that you say that. Like 2 years ago, like I met this couple that were film directors, and he was like, actually, it's in Albuquerque. I was like, cool. I was like, what is it though? He was like, they're looking for special abilities people. Special abilities. He's like, yeah, they get paid a fixed rate. It's a really nice rate. He was like, but the biggest thing is trying to get stunt roles. He was like, but it's the real deal. Like, all right, whatever. So he flies me out there, and the whole time I had been praying, I'm like, I don't know if this is for me. Like, I'm like, I don't know, why am I doing this? Like, because I got to, again, lay over in Dallas. I got to Dallas before I get to Albuquerque. And it was like raining, storming, all this stuff. And I'm like, I'm going to be late. Like, so many delays. I'm like, why am I even here? And we finally get there, and I was like behind by like an hour. Finally get to Albuquerque, get in an Uber. We drive 40 minutes out of Albuquerque to this remote high school football field. And it was hundreds of athletes out there, CFL, ex-NFL guys. And it was like, what's going on? And it was like full on, like they do it they had groups, stretches. Then you get into like running 40s. And I remember the film director out there, the guy who's doing the stunt choreographer, he's just like, kicking guys out left and right, like, oh, you're too slow, or you look too old, or just like really cutthroat stuff. I go up there, run my 40, they don't say anything. Then we get into position drills, and we're doing like bags, and I'm just killing the bags. And the guy comes up to me, he's like, have I worked with you before? And I was like, nah. Yeah, okay. I said, well, that's a good sign. I mean, I'm kind of sticking out a little bit. So we keep doing that. Then we get to one-on-ones, and I went against, so how I got into college coaching, I went against a guy named James Maiden, man. Shout out to James, great dude. 6'6" receiver, played at Rice. And I just, big receivers, I'm coming at you. I'm going to jam you. I know you're not quick, right?
Going for that rib cage.
Yeah, I jammed him up at the line, man. I earned, like, everybody watching. So I earned, like, a lot of people respect from that. But it got to a point where I was, again, too aggressive. And they pulled me out like, yeah, you made it. Like, chill. Right?
Calm down, please.
They pulled me out. And I know I made it. And it was maybe like 25, 30 guys that actually made it out of hundreds. And I was one of them. But the thing was trying to get stunt. Like, I'm going to make good money doing the special ability stuff, but it's about the stunts. Because the stunts comes residual income. It comes so I don't know. Again, blessing from God, man. Like, it was, again, 30 guys, NFL guys, all these guys, like, they chose me to do the opening scene and all these stunts. So I ended up getting like 3 stunts in one movie. My first movie, it was Disney Stargirl. It wasn't even about football, but like those special parts of it, I was doing them.
Oh, that's cool.
But then it goes back to, when you draw it back to the beginning, when we first started, it's like when I was in that yard with those dogs, I was replicating somebody. Mm-hmm. And then it was like, you don't even know you're really good at that until like you get put in that type of situation and you're replicating things. Yeah. And then the guy, shout out to Game Changing Films, man, but the great people, and they're just like, you're good at this stuff. Like, I can hit people and make it look super violent, and it doesn't hurt them, and I can hit people and it hurt. Yeah. I can get ran over and make it look very realistic. I can, so you kind of learn stuff about yourself, and that led to other movies and things like that. So that's been kind of the gist of the movies and stuff like that. And I've been probably in over 35 movies doing those type of roles, like stunts and things like that.
That's cool.
Work with Madden a little bit. So yeah, like, and then that got me into college coaching, and that's a whole nother story. Playing overseas, playing overseas. Came back from Germany, and James I had prayed about college coaching for a while, because it was tough. I got offered the opportunity right out of college. Coach, Bob Davey sat me down. He was like, injuries, because another story. Mm-hmm. I ended up getting another surgery, so
yeah.
He was like, you thought about coaching? I'm like, I'm trying to go to the league. I told my DB coach about all that, and he's like, if you can stay healthy your senior year, like, you'll get picked up, 100%. You're a football player. Like, they asked about you. I told them information, but you got to stay healthy. That never happened. So now it's like, do you want to coach? I said no. So years go by, and it's like, James hit me up, and he's like, hey, randomly, like, you ever thought about coaching? I was like, funny you say that. Like, I've been praying about it for a while. And he was like, well, I can get you an interview in like 2 days. And I was like, okay. He was like, and I'm gonna send you some teach tape and some stuff for your PowerPoint, because you're gonna present in front of the whole coaching staff. I'm like, all right, I could talk ball, with the best of them. But it was the first time where I'm going in a PowerPoint, and people I don't know are just like critiquing everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I was like, what do I know the most? Like, cover 4, match quarters, let's do it. And I sat down and I talked about the stunts that we run. I talked about match quarters and how we can, read 2 to 1 and everything with the backers, cook the curl to flat, what they're doing. And man, at the end of that, interview process, that second day, I remember the OC, Malik Groh, he's like, welcome to the squad. They didn't even give me the job. He's like, welcome to the squad. Mm-hmm. So I already knew I had got the job. So college cool. Coaching and, doing some movies on the side and whenever, which is a good thing with coaching at the, Division III level. You got time, right? When you go to Division I level, and we kind of talked about earlier, like 140 hours you're working, and you're just like grinding. Yeah. You don't have that time. So I'm blessed to be in a position where I can kind of do that, where I can kind of have, leisure time to kind of do movies if I want to or whatever. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's funny how you say that, because, like, that's exactly, I don't know if you know this or not, but John Madden,
yeah,
that's how he got started.
Yep.
he became a coach because he had got hurt. He got drafted by Philadelphia, and he got hurt. And while he was in there, you know, whatever happened to him, he was icing his leg or whatever.
Yep.
He's watching film, and he's like, man, I'm watching film, and did a lot of watching film.
Yeah.
They asked him, said, you know, you think you'll be back? And he said, I think actually I'm going to seek alternate things. And he said, I want to be a coach. So he said he had whatever money he had, and took a bus to California. And Vince Lombardi was given it was like a coaching clinic. And which would have been great. Can you imagine being in a coaching clinic with Vince Lombardi? I mean, come on. But he goes in there and he says, Vince Lombardi started talking about the sweep. One play. For 8 hours.
8 hours.
Good.
He said 8 hours. He said, I could talk about the sweep 25, 30 minutes.
Maybe.
He said Vince did it for 8 hours. And he said, I realized I didn't know anything about football. That's when I realized.
Yeah.
You know, you think you know things about football, and then you meet somebody that's like a fanatic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you're like, but then again, he's the one who ended up being that guy that we would watch, and he would get on that teleprompter and start drawing out
Everything.
You know, everything, and made the game simpler. Because if you were to, when you're growing up, you got to learn all the rules and all the things. Anybody could watch it on those when Madden was still doing it, and anybody could go, oh, that's what that is.
Right.
That's what this is. And just simplified everything. And it's like when you simplify everything kind of comes together.
Yeah.
You know. So I get that. It's a you know, and then like you said, I was going to say, but I was going to let you talk. But you said I've been praying about it, and the guy said, well, I can get you an interview in 2 days. I'm like, well, sounds like your prayer was answered.
Yeah.
And it was crazy because like we didn't talk at all.
Yeah.
You know, we had a decent relationship, but I hadn't talked to him in years.
Yeah.
So for him to just randomly
Out of the
reach
blue.
out and message, I was like, it's a sign from.
Wasn't randomly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ain't nothing
It was
random.
for a reason.
Ain't nothing random about
It
it.
was for a reason for sure.
So Devyn, what are you're doing the physical therapy?
Yeah, mine ain't as long as Ken. Right now, I'm doing physical therapy,
Yeah.
raising my kids, being a husband. That's it.
Yep.
Building a house in Webster.
Nice.
That's it.
Very
Good
nice.
times.
Very nice. And Ken, you're in.
I'm close by.
You're close by. Okay.
He ain't gonna disclose.
Parts. No.
Not close, but I'm close by. For sure.
Close enough.
Close enough.
You can make it here within a day.
Yeah, let's say that.
Oh, guys, I appreciate you coming on, man. It's been so much fun.
Yeah, I appreciate you having us.
Reminiscing and everything,
Yeah.
and I'm glad we finally got to do this.
True
I mean, we've been working on this for a while. Partially my fault, some misscheduling and stuff, but I appreciate you both coming on, and I'm so proud of you both for being who you ended up being. I mean,
Appreciate that.
you could have taken another road and went and made it a different way, but you took it, and like I said earlier, you took it and what you had and you ran with it, and you just made it your own, and that's what life's all about.
Yeah.
But I appreciate you guys coming on again, and you have to come back on.
Let's do
we'll
it.
have to schedule it again, but I just wanted to thank you guys for coming
thank
on.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Thank
you.
you for having us.
Well, that's it for today, guys. I'd like to thank my sponsors. Without their help and support, this is not possible. So thank you for that. And until next time, we'll see you later. Have a good one.